Allow me to introduce Gunther von Hagens, an interesting creature in his own right. Born January 10th, 1945, Hagens is the creator of a controversial art form called Plastination, which is a technique used to preserve bodies or body parts. Today there are museums and many traveling shows that display these bodies in various ways. Gunther von Hagens is a controversial artist who is responsible for the arrangement of these one-of-a-kind cadavers, but he insists that all the credit goes to, well, whatever you happen to believe in. Hagens is responsible for a traveling exhibition known as Anatomy Art, Fascination Beneath the Surface, taking place in Belgium and 7 centers in 4 different countries. This attraction draws more than 6 million visitors to its site, and the number of onlookers grows to this day. There are entire anatomy lessons on YouTube starring Hagens, in addition to countless articles and textbooks. Perhaps the most notable video is a step-by-step dissection of a human cadaver in front of a live student audience. The video was shot 4 years ago and is used to this day by countless collegiates and professionals in order to understand the body more thoroughly. Many believe that Hagens' work is advancing the human medical field, while others believe it is immoral and just not right. But before I go further into his work, allow me to give you some brief history of body preservation. Plastination, similar to the Egyptian preservation method mummification, which happens to be 3,200 years old, this was done in glorification of past royalty. The difference here, of course, would be that once this individual was mummified, they were left to rest and not dissected or used further for educational purposes. Regardless of these mass opinions, I urge you to formulate your own synopsis into this matter, because either way you look at it, it's quite an interesting one. As I said before, Hagens has been the center of controversy for years. Protesters of his work believe that tampering with the dead is spitting in the face of God, and that humans should remain at peace after death. In 2002, Hagens performed the first public human autopsy in 170 years in London, England. Prior to the autopsy, Hagens received a letter from Her Majesty's Inspector of Anatomy. The letter warned that this would be a criminal act under Section 11 of the Anatomy Act 1984. Metropolitan Police attended the show, and the show was later broadcast on national television, despite 130 complaints, an OFCOM record. It was ruled the program did not break broadcasting rules. If you ever decide to travel to the Body Worlds exhibition, one of the most elaborate pieces you will come across is the jumping dancer. Originally displayed at the Postbahnhof in Berlin, Germany on May 6, 2009. Interestingly enough, with each location the exhibition travels to, the jumping dancer is sometimes positioned in a different orientation, which gives onlookers something new to look forward to. You can find pictures taken by Getty Images with Hagens posing next to these figures on Google as well as the Body Worlds website. One of the most popular and relatable displays at Body Worlds is the basketball player. Originally displayed in 1996, the original location of this human being and his identity have been kept confidential out of respect for him and his family. While all of these once living human beings have given permission to be displayed at Body Worlds, there still is an element of anonymity among Hagens' work. Perhaps it's the mystery of who these people once were that draws so many to its sites. Did they actually do the things they are being portrayed to do, or is it all suggestive influence? Humans aren't the only sights to be seen at Body Worlds. The placenate of a lowland gorilla, originally displayed in 2011 in Central Africa, remains at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, Illinois today. The upside to displaying animals in the eyes of Hagens is a lessened backlash from protesters. Similar to taxidermy, there's many other animals displayed at the exhibit and they attract all ages. I, for one, was extremely jealous of the lowland gorilla and its entire musculature due to the fact that it's almost primarily an herbivore. But that's neither here nor there. Not only has Hagens developed a completely different avenue of art, but also an entirely new way of learning and experiencing anatomy. Now biology students have a new way to be hands-on. Whether you agree with Hagens' work or not, you must admit that the quote-unquote art seen in the previous slides is remarkable in its presentation, and it leaves much to question on the morality of what we as humans do with our deceased. For more information on Gunther von Hagens' work and the Body Worlds exhibit, here are some references you can look further into. I hope you enjoyed watching the dead come back to life, and I hope that you got something out of this. The end.